Welcome back to Henry's Crafts&Arcade. We're going to show you how to make healthy drink to lose weight.
Okay, so we're going to make the drink. All right, so first you need to have some kind of a mixer. Yeah, I like to use something that really purees everything. So in the drink I have some broccoli, and you always want to put a little bit of banana in there unless you're allergic to bananas. I've actually heard of people being allergic to bananas. But, so you want to put a little bit of that in there. And I use blueberries, just frozen blueberries. I also freeze certain things. This is celery, piece of celery, cucumber, and bean sprouts. I'm putting a little bit. I normally just put a few pieces in, but today I'm putting a little extra on my vegetables because I've been a little bit, I'm not eating enough vegetables the last few days, so give myself a little extra. Also, I use kale, spinach, and then sometimes romaine. You can actually use whatever kind of green leafy you like. And I've kind of set here a little bit, so this drink will help you lose weight. It will help you keep it off. Of course, you can't be eating a bunch of sugar either while you're trying to lose weight, because sugar is just it's actually poison for our bodies, but that doesn't mean we stop eating the candy bars. Okay, so that's, again, it's not rocket science about how much. I get a few leaves of kale, a few leaves of spinach, a few leaves of romaine, and it's in there. Okay. The other things that we have are cinnamon, and I use about a half a teaspoon of that. As I'm getting them, I'm going to put them over here. Now you see this, this is also it's called grass-fed whey. You can use chocolate, vanilla, it doesn't matter. I use the grass-fed because it has less of the GMOs and stuff in it. Go ahead. Okay. Now, they have a scoop, as you can see in here, but I don't use the whole scoop, because if you put too much protein in your drinks, sure, you'll lose weight immediately with the protein, and if you need to lose a lot of weight fast, then yes, you want to be high on the protein, but you don't want to stay on high protein for too long, because if you do, you'll end up hurting your kidneys. So, and I also I want to put dill weed in it, but I don't put that much. I just put a little bit of dill weed. See, maybe not even a fourth of a teaspoon. This is a half a teaspoon, so just a pinch really. And I use ginger, and I put about a half a teaspoon of ginger in. These are all very good spices. All of them help your body function. Turmeric is a very good spice. And I use about a half a teaspoon of that. It's not a real hard drink. It just takes time to put it together. Now, I open this all the way because, if you can see, I don't have very much rosemary left. So I'm just going to put it all in there. That's about a fourth of a teaspoon also. Probably a pinch like the dill. And I need to wipe this. Well, or I can just do it this way. I don't know. I use about a... Now I don't want to... I'm trying to keep this from getting in my salt. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. I use about a half a teaspoon of salt as well. And as you can see, it's not regular white salt. It's actually the pink Himalaya salt. I don't use the white salt because white salt has adverse effects on your system. So I don't use that. And this is black chia seed. And I generally put, I think a whole teaspoon in of that. So this is a half, so I put 2 of those in. And this has got a lot of good stuff in it. Here's some flaxseed, ground flaxseed. And I'm running low on it, but I have some more in the fridge. So, and I've got more chia seed as well. I'm just trying to use these up. Now, this I would use about a tablespoon of flaxseed. Flaxseed's really good. And you don't need to be skimpy on it. You can put as much as you want of flaxseed in there. It's got a lot of good qualities, a lot of things it'll help your body with. Actually, I'm putting those on that side, and I probably need to put them over here. All right. Now, these are some things that I've added later on in my drink that I put pretty regular now. One is beet powder and one is acai powder. They're kind of expensive, so you don't want to use a whole lot. Well, I don't know about the beet powder, but the acai powder is. So you want to be definitely be measuring it. And so a little over a half a teaspoon. So, and that's all on that. Now this drink that I make, because of all the vegetables, used to be green. And then I started putting the beets and the acai and the blueberry in it, and it made it purple. So now I have a purple drink. Okay. Okay, again, I don't need to be just a half on, or half a teaspoon. I can do a little bit more. All right, and that of course gets everywhere. It actually goes faster if you measure all this out into a little baggie, especially all these dry ingredients, and then you put it in the baggie and have that ready. Whenever you leave in the morning, you can just put all of it, throw it all in at one time. And then all you have to do later is the liquid stuff, which normally will be, you know, in the refrigerator. Now this, you can see it, it's green tea. Okay. Now this is something interesting that people don't really think about. They say, you need to have more green tea. You need to have more green tea. Well, look at what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give myself the tea leaves. Just dump that bag in there. Green tea. And let me put this back up. I don't know if I can get it in there. We'll do that later. I don't have very many left anyway. Okay, so I did all of that already. All right, so now I have my vanilla. Now I get my liquids in there. Okay, let me go ahead and plug this in.
Okay.
It's usually on. Okay, there we go. All right, now I don't normally measure my vanilla just because I kind of do it by my eyes. But because I'm on here, I'm going to try to measure it. I think it's about a teaspoon what I end up using. And this is a half a teaspoon, so I'm going to do 2 of those. Okay. Now, I do vanilla mainly for flavor. This has 0 flavor to it at all. It's MCT oil. It's a coconut oil. and it has 0 flavor. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon in. I'm not going to worry about measuring this in the thing. So, all right. And then you want to put enough, and this is brand new. This is almond milk. And I always use the unsweetened kind because I have enough sweet stuff in here that I don't need a sweet almond milk. And before I put in the almond milk, I'm going to go ahead and do my yogurt. I put a little yogurt in now. Let's see, where's the ounce on this thing? This is 5.3 ounces, a little over 5 ounces of this little thing. I put vanilla yogurt in. The reason that I do these little packets is because it's a great measuring device. I don't have to concern myself. Now, if I go ahead and get the big one, which sometimes I get the big vanilla thing, I just take and scoop out a few big spoons of it. But if you're big on measuring, you like to measure everything, this is a perfect way to just have it all measured. You just make sure this whole container gets in there, and boom, you're measured. You got your yogurt. And again, as in with all the other stuff, you don't want to put too much protein in, and yogurt has an amount of protein in it. So you want high vegetables and not real high on the protein, unless, of course, you're at the very beginning of trying to lose weight. Then you'll put in the more, the higher protein.
Make sure you...
I didn't want it to start yet. Okay, I am going to do this. All right, now again, I don't really measure this, probably a cup, and then you wait and see if it's going to be what you want. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to put a little bit more milk in there. But again, you just kind of keep going back and forth until you get the right mix in. Let's see if I can kind of give it a little bit on that side there. Get it in there. I don't like it sitting on the... And then you just... Okay, now I have the right mix in, but I want to get it off the sides. So that's part of why you need the spatula to kind of get it off the sides. I might have put just a little bit more milk than I actually needed, but that's okay. Again, it's not rocket science. If you put too much of something in, it's not a big deal. It's just the almond milk keeps you from having the raw cow's milk, and it's better for you. So that's why. And you're not going to take, like, if some of you are like, oh, I don't know if I could handle the almond milk, I hate that taste. It mixes up. You're not going to taste it. You won't taste anything specific in the drink unless you put too much of it in there.
Now we are waiting till this blends up, right?
Yes.
Because if we don't get all blended up, we might not be able to. We might see big particles and stuff. That's what's gonna blend it up.
Okay, yeah, you don't, the reason you want to go ahead and let it finish blending like that is because it'll have chunks. I forgot to get my deal here. Okay, well, I don't have my
Hey.
Oh, there it is. What?
I did that because I had to get some water out of the container and fill in the.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Now I also use. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my straw. I also use stainless steel because it's also better for your system. Now, some people are having old problems with the stainless steel. I think it's just because they're not being very careful. So, but you know, now see, you can see how purple that looks because I have the blueberries. Okay, so there we go. And there you are. And now you're ready for your healthy drink. That's it. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Oh, comment below and let us know what you think.